So hello and welcome back to Pentacube. Today I'm going to be doing an Intuitive L4E tutorial on the Pyraminx. Right, so what Intuitive L4E is, it's a slightly more advanced method for the Pyraminx than the beginner method. And it can improve your time by a lot compared to the beginner method, and it takes you on the bridge towards normal L4E. So I'm just going to show you how it works in this video. Right, so the first step in L4E is to make a V. So V is basically it's like a layer, except you have one edge that's not solved yet. So for example, I'm just going to show you how a yellow V would look like here. So it kind of looks like this. So this is a V. Right, usually you also want to solve all the tips while doing this V, except for the top tip. Top tip we'll do at the end. So this is also for optimizing your tips. Right, so how you do the V is first, so you want to always be color neutral in Pyraminx, because it's, unlike 3x3, not being color neutral is just not worth it, because, so for example, what you want to do is usually want to be looking for an edge connected to a center like this. Right? For example, right now it's here. Usually you will get one. If you don't get one, then you will just have to try and make one in one move, like this. Then you want to pick one of the colors on either side of this. So you usually want to, when you get more advanced, you want to just look around to see which one's better. So in this case, I think red's pretty good because you can just do that in 2 moves. And that solves one edge plus the 3 centers. Right, so we only have one edge. Then for blue, we would have to do 1, 2, 3. Right, so in this case, I would probably do red. So here, like that. Then I would solve the tips, and then I would put the last edge in. So this edge is not very good because it's flipped, so it takes a long time to solve. So instead, I would do this edge because that only takes 4 moves. Right, so now we have finished the V. So that's just how you do the V. I'll have a few more examples in another video. So some examples for the Intuitive L4E. So just some better tips on how to make the V. But now let's move on to the the L4E steps. So if you're using advanced L4E, you will just solve the rest of the cube using one algorithm. But in Intuitive L4E, first you want to be solving one edge to this top center here. Right, so usually the best case would be that this is not outside here because for reasons I'll show you. So just assume it's outside here. I'll tell you what to do when it is not. So here, all you want to do is you want to look at this edge here, right? And if it's not in the bottom layer, so it's not this last edge here, then you want to see where it goes on this top center. So in this case, it's blue and green, so it needs to go here in this slot. So if it was turned here, it would go this slot. It wouldn't be here, okay, because we want to connect it to the top center, not the side center. So you need to put it there. Right, then you will need to spin the top so that the color on the bottom is at the front. So right now the bottom is blue, so now we have blue at the front. Then now we can turn this edge up to connect it with the center. Then we simply turn it to the back, and then we turn this back down, and now we have solved another edge here. Right, and now what we have is we have 3 edges left to solve. So here is where we need to start learning a few algorithms. So for all the algorithms here, I will have the edge with the bottom color, so the red on it, on the right. So if this edge here was instead on the left, then you would just simply do the mirrored algorithm. So like instead of doing, for example, turning this side, you would instead turn this side the same way. And you would also recognize it the same way. So I'll just be doing this side here. I will go over the other side quickly at the end, but it'll basically be the same, so I'll just go over it pretty quickly. So first case is where the bottom color is facing out. So here this is facing out. If this edge was flipped around, then this would be facing forwards. So right now it's facing out. So just the bottom color red. And also the other two edges are different at the front. Okay, then we would do this algorithm. Okay, so for the second case, this is, again, we have the edge facing out. So, sorry, the bottom color facing out. However, the other two edges are the same color. Then we would do this algorithm. So now we have the cases where the bottom color is now facing forward, like this. So in this case, we wouldn't be using these two colors here. We would be using this this front here and also the bottom. Okay, so if these two colors are the same, then we would do this algorithm. If these two colors here are different, then we would use this algorithm. And that is all of the cases that you will need to know, except for the mirrors. So I'll just go over the mirrors quickly right now. So this is the where it's facing out, and these two colors are different. This is where these two, it's facing out, and these two colors are the same. This is where it's facing forward, and these two colors are the same. Oops. So this is where the bottom color is facing forward, and these two are the same. This, and finally, this is the case where this is facing forward and these two are different. And so now the last step here is just the AUF. This is pretty easy. However, if you want optimized technique, I'll show you how to do them. So the single flicks are pretty easy. However, what's more complicated is when you have something like this. So the first case is like a spiral, so these both turn the same way. Then what I use here is a double flick. So it's like you put these fingers here and then you go like that. Okay, this is quite hard actually, and requires a lot of practice to be able to do it consistently. So if you want something easier, then you can instead do this. However, this does require an awkward regrip here and is slower. So which is you turn this one this way and the other side that way. So you turn the tip this way and the middle layer that way, like that. Okay, this is what some people use. Although the double flick, I'm pretty sure, I think the double flick is faster. Okay, and then this is the second case where we have one of them is turned one way and then the tip is, so the big tip is turned one way and the tip is turned the other way. Then you would have to hold this top tip and then just turn the middle layer there, like a slice move. That is pretty much the only way to do it. There isn't really any other good way, because you can't really do a double flick with this one. And so that's all you really need to know. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting and or helpful, then please like and also subscribe so that you get notifications for upcoming videos. And otherwise, I think I'll see you in the next video.